We call it the PS and block we call them cushy. We don't speak ill of the dead. We hope you won't be offended by the things that are said. Playing devil's advocate, and no one here to judge you. That's what you choose for, so we'll learn to love you. Everybody's listening, nobody's tripping. This life is too crazy, everybody's living. This life so crazy, run and tell your friends. You on the right side, there's no need to pretend. This an open forum, never done before. This a future, listen, this is a no, cousins, you can learn something, no bugging. No extra charge to switch for free buzzing. We don't really care. If you're right or you're wrong, just tune into Miss KiKi with your time and sound.
Hey, Miss KiKi, it's time to play. It's time to play. Devil's advocate. Hey, Miss KiKi, it's PDA. It's time to play. Devil's advocate.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome. Welcome.
Devil's Advocate is meant to be a forum for open, honest, and more importantly, judgment-free dialogue. The opinions expressed here may not necessarily be those of the host or of the show in general, but we're willing to have these comfortable conversations so that we can heal and find solutions for our listeners and quite possibly even ourselves. Enjoy the show.
I'm so excited I interrupted my introduction yet again this week. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Playing Devil's Advocate. I am your host, Miss KiKi, the consummate provocateur, and for the next 120 minutes, we are going to edutain you. That means for the next 2 hours, you are going to be educated and entertained. I think this week is going to be a wonderful combination of both. So if you're watching us on YouTube right now, you know there's the interactive chat room right there that you can participate in. If not, you want to post to our Facebook wall at facebook.com/playingdevilsadvocate. You can do it throughout the show so we can get your comments on air. You can do it all during the week. Keep the conversation going. And you can also send us a tweet at PDA_Miss KiKi. That's PDA_MSKIKI. And we'll get your comments on air. We are fully interactive. There's no reason why you should not be a part of the conversation. I'm excited to get into the show. Let me tell you one other thing before we get into our conversation tonight. Make sure if you have access to the iTunes store, you type in my name, KiKi Richardson, and purchase yourself a copy of my book, The Other Woman Code of Conduct, What Every Other Woman Should Know, and Men Too. Men Too. It's not free, but it's well worth your money. Trust me. Or you can go to Amazon or Barnes & Nobles, or you can go to KiKiRichardson.com. And while you're there at KiKiRichardson.com buying yourself a copy of my book, you can get yourself some Playing Devil's Advocate merchandise or some KiKi Square merchandise. Or you can listen to some of our previous shows. You can find out about our guests, our hosts, our experts, all that stuff right there on KiKiRichardson.com. And now that I've gotten that out of the way, I'm going to bring on my cast of characters that are riding shotgun with me every week. And since it's ladies first, I'm going to do it that way. She hails from my hometown, the Windy City. And you know her, you love her for coining phrases like lube is for amateurs. I hope you got your get out and fuck free card. And as of late, she implemented the either you rub it out or I suck it out. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this party. Spunky Angel! Ooh, girl, you are a mess. Not with the sunglasses and the book. I can't with you today. I can't hear you, so I can't with you. Turn your volume on, Mama, so we can hear what you talk about. And while you getting your sound together, because I can't hear nothing you saying, while you getting that together, I'm going to bring in your partner in crime, He rides shotgun with us each, well, whenever he can, because you know he's such a busy, busy man. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me and welcome it to the show. None other than my homeboy from way back around the way. The green eye, I guess he green eyed, I don't know, hazel-eyed monster, Mr. Rob
Yeah.
Carter the Fourth. Let me get your intro.
Yeah. And that's a little different than last week or last time, whatever.
Woo! That was an inside joke, Rob.
Yeah, I couldn't really hear it though, but I'm with you. If I knew it was different, I was expecting to hear whatever.
Dog.
Oh yeah, okay, now I got you. Yeah, that's really inside. Yeah, we can work with that. I just need to hear it next time. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you want me to blare it for everybody, for the world? Sporty, you got yourself together over there?
I don't know if you can hear me.
My intro. I'm the green-eyed devil.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, welcome to you both.
Yay, team.
All right, I'm so excited about tonight's show. Tonight's show is relationship con games, the bait and switch. And have you ever found like out that a person that you were dating was completely different from the person that they presented themselves to be? Or did you ever find yourself being catfished or led to believe something different that was entirely different about the person you were with? So tonight we're going to talk about some scenarios where people bait you with one thing and then switch it up to some other stuff. Some extreme situations, some common situations, and then a little bit later we're going to give you some red flag, well, how to spot red flags of the impending BS that's going to come to pass if you're not paying attention to these people and their shenanigans. So I'm really excited about tonight's show. I don't know about y'all. Y'all excited about it as much as I am?
Yes, I am. I'm ready to get into some good stuff.
Are you? Do you want to
I'm
be
excited. I can't get to the chat.
You can't get to the chat. You need to get yourself together, buddy.
I'm having some chat issues.
You
That's all right.
have a whole bunch of issues, but that's a whole other story. I don't know, y'all. Before I get into this, let me talk about this bait and switch. Flip. Let me tell you about this stuff. Rob changed his profile picture of everything.
Oh dear God.
And he got his Rico Suave look going.
Girl, I thought that was the GQ cover shoot, the close up.
Girl, I don't know, but somebody must have told. What did they say to you to get you to post for that picture like that, Rob?
You know, I'm just going for whatever. I'm trying to go for some different things. You know, I mean, you know, I got a brand to build here in a minute. I'm just trying to figure out what folks want. You know, I mean, I do have a certain appeal to like a certain gender base, so I'm trying to decide, you know, how we move forward. So when you throw it out there, you see what gets the responses, and that's what you roll with. You know what I mean? So,
they're your
you know,
focus group. They're your focus. That's your focus. You testing that one with your focus group to
that's
see.
all of them. Yeah, everything's a test. That's the beautiful thing about social media. Everything's a test. You keep moving. You know, you see what folks respond to, and you keep moving.
It is fluid. And speaking of that, since
but no, you know, I mean.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead. No. I'll go ahead, cause I mean, I'm almost thinking you implying that I'm baiting and switching some people, you know.
Hey, we are here. We are here. You might be thousands of miles away in Vegas, but we are right here. I was just about to say, he putting up the pit. He trying to see what you want, right? So he can, I don't want to say manipulate, but he can mold the situation for what you need it or want it to be. And that's how it all starts with this whole bait and switch. He gets you in with the Rico Suave, and then he hits you with the bull.
Damn, that was a good dog.
The bottom line, listen, because it seems like, you know, I'm gonna be the one, and I'm good with that because I can handle both of y'all, you know. It seems like I'm gonna be the one getting jumped on here, but the bottom line is, what's wrong with having an unfair advantage? I mean, I'm trying to, no matter what it is, you try to succeed in life, you try to get what you want, you try to do whatever. I mean, if you know, if you have information that can help you attain a certain desired goal, you know, why is that a bad thing?
Okay, first of all, you said unfair advantage.
Yeah.
It's not an
Yeah, I always want to set myself up to win. So I'm good with an unfair advantage. I always want to set myself up to win.
It's not an issue in terms of this whole bait and switch. It's not a situation of whether you set yourself up to win or fail. We're basing basically about deception. How people use deception in this. Now, I don't know if I had some Rico Suave shit going on. I don't know nothing about that guy. I don't know that part of Rob. I don't want to know that part of Rob.
Right, ew.
But if a person knows, see, here's the thing: when you say too much on those first couple days, when a person knows, then they set.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
You give up too much
women all the time in relationship. You know, when they talk to me or ask me questions about dating and relationships, I'm like, a lot of women talk too much and they disclose way too much too early on. So if you are with somebody who is a predator and plans to take advantage of you in some way and doesn't their motives for being around you or being with you aren't just because they like you or they're altruistic and they have something up their sleeve, then you're giving them the blueprint in order to do that. So I agree with you on that a lot of times. But in terms of like when you're talking about the branding, and we're going to get onto the topic, talking about the branding and all, one thing that I do, this is just me, I can only be me all the time, right? So, because I don't want to have to think too hard, right?
You should be you. You should be you all the time, because that's the only you are.
But there are a lot of people who, put out these images, but behind closed doors, they somebody else. For me, I find it better to bait you with the truth and never switch it up. So, but that's just me personally and professionally. Who I am off camera and not in front of people is the same that I am behind the scenes. So let me bring up some stuff that people need to kind of pay attention to. When they're in the dating world or whatever, right? And this is something that's really normal. You meet this guy, right? And he's Mr. Perfect, right? And he's attentive. He's there. When you call him, he answers. He's all these things. When you want to go out, you're on his arm. He's and then you get a phone call or an email from someone that you may know or may not know that says, hey, I thought he was with such and such. And you found out dude is married. He done baited you, or as I say in my book, he groomed you. He groomed you to be the other woman. Because he was missing. One thing that I know about men who are married but still dating is that they will put in all the work because they still enjoy the chase. They still enjoy the hunt. So they will put in all the work, be every man to you, be that man of your dreams to get you in, to get you on the team so they can lower the boom on you. Or when the boom get lowered, you're more likely to kind of let some things slide because you already in. They done groomed you. Y'all looking at me kind of crazy. What's the side eye all about?
Well, this just in. So what had happened was there was this guy who did exactly what you just said. And we'll call him. And he was awesome. I mean, he was great. He was a sweetheart. He took me out, wined and dined me, all those great and marvelous things. And then one of my people called me and said, didn't you used to go to high school with his wife? I said, his who? Oh. His what? And so, mind you, this was 6 months in. So I'm 6 months in with him. And I'm the doggone other woman and did not know it. But because we were in a working relationship together where we were, working together,
Mm-hmm.
on the regular, you know, he was always with me. So when I confronted him and I said, "So you married to so and so?" He said, "Well, yes, I am." I said, "And you didn't think to disclose this information to me? You know, and we going on and carrying on like this, and you talking like that?"
Yes,
And I'm really the other woman. I said, "This is
they
unacceptable."
do.
But I was all in. I was so all in already. It was hard to let
Yeah,
that one go.
it's like that. That's what they do. They fluff the pillow so much, get you real comfortable. You know, they will put in the work. Married men will put in the work. They will call you on a regular basis. They'll text you in the morning. Good morning, beautiful. You know, they'll they'll hit you with the I miss you throughout the day and shit. They do all the shit that you wish a man would do, except for him being single and available. Rob, what you over there rubbing your chin for? You look like that little the little emoji on my
Yeah,
phone.
Edward. Yeah, that's how he sure look right now.
What's going on, Rob?
Well, we'll get back. I'm still trying to figure out what you're trying to say about my pictures, but we'll get back to that.
Really
But,
cute.
but no, you know, I don't know that that's as much bait and switch as it is just cheating. You know, just somebody just running the game they run. You know, I mean, not, and I gave that example before, the unfair advantage thing, just to make a point. You know, I mean, I do look for an unfair advantage in my life to make sure that I win and succeed at things I do, but because I'm a nice guy, you know what I'm saying, I don't look for unfair advantages to take advantage of women, you know. Now, don't nobody chime in and try to make that different. Just go with me on this. Go with me. So what I'm looking for examples of is more where folks just do straight out manipulation, where they make you
But
believe
that
one
is
thing other
manipulation.
than another. Because I don't know that they said that they wasn't married, they just didn't bring it up. You know, that's just straight up cheating. That just happens with the whole
But it
cheat.
is manipulative. It is manipulative.
Oh, no, I'm not saying
One
it's not manipulative.
to approach a woman with the intention of starting some things with them and not disclosing your marital status, intentionally not disclosing your marital status, right? That in and of itself is a manipulation tactic. But to intentionally withhold that information. And then, I mean, I had a mofo tell me he wasn't married, but he was somebody I used to mess around with, and we was messing around off and on, or whatever. And we happened to be having a conversation, and he said something about something, my lady. And I said, I'm sorry, what did you just say? And he was like, oh, you didn't know? I thought I told you. No, bitch, don't try to play me like I'm stupid. I know my memory is bad, but that's some shit I'm going to remember. Don't try to play me. I'm like, does your girl know? I'm like, did you have a lady that time when you was, and you kissed her with that mouth? Oh, okay. I'm just, I'm like, it is manipulative. It is manipulative. So,
Okay. I mean,
so to find out later that this person is married to somebody else, that is a switch. They baited you with all this, oh, I'm gonna be every man to you and we can, live happily ever after, boom, 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 and then, oh, but wait, by the way, unless we in Utah and we can be y'all can be sister wives, just as far as it can go.
Right.
So, that's a common one. In the chat room, they said married men are playing with the house money, so to speak. And then they said if a woman rejects the married man's approach, the wife is there to fall back on. Absolutely. Most men plan B anyway, and that's a whole other conversation for a whole other show. Most men don't get out of shit unless they already know they got a plan B set up and ready to go. But I'm just saying.
True. This is true. I'm inclined to
go Rob again. Look at the face. Look at the face.
That emoji is on point.
I'm just going to be the emoji on that because, I mean, I'm glad y'all qualify all this most men. You know what I'm saying? You're implying that, men are scared to be single. Men are scared to be alone. I don't know, you know. I
Where you
mean,
get that from?
I wasn't at
it's like they gotta have a backup plan or whatever.
Y'all always have a backup plan.
Well, yeah, you in everything you gotta have a backup plan. You do
Right.
too. You got a backup plan. I know you. You got 2 backup plans. And I mean, see,
I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know what she's talking about.
and it don't have to just be relationship. I'm just saying it's always a backup because you can't fail. You can't fall down. You can't be somewhere you don't want to be. So that's all.
Okay. Do you have one that you want to give, Rob? A scenario?
See, my idea of the bait and switch is when you come with the conversation and you start talking back and forth over a couple of dinners and all, you're getting to know each other, you know what I'm saying? And they're very supportive of everything that you're saying, you know. Oh yeah, that sounds good and blah blah blah, and they fall into this whole where they give you the impression that they fall right in your plan. They're just very supportive. They can fit this role, and yeah, everything that you headed wherever you're going, that's the right path for me in the journey. You know what I'm saying? We can make that happen together, and blah blah blah. And then you start to roll with that run, and then it's like really ain't that way. You know, they lazy, they want to just be home, they don't want to work, they don't, you know what I'm saying? It's just all, it's just, now that is a bait and switch. It's just in blatant in your face. I'm telling you I'm one way, and once I move into the house, I'm a totally different way. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard getting them out. Sometimes the sheriff got to come for you to get them out. You know what I'm saying? It's just not good.
Well, it sounds to me like you moving them in too soon.
Yeah, maybe. That's what I'm saying. You know, that's maybe I am gullible, like I said in the pre-show. You know, sometimes you fall for the package, and you know it looked good up there. You know, they advertise it good all on TV. It's just all boom, 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 boom. You go dish it out, and you got spam. You know, and I don't like spam.
Y'all gonna leave spam alone. Fried with some cheese is good. Anyway.
That's just me. That's I already got on their bad side like 2 months ago in the show.
Yeah,
so
you did. Yeah, you need to leave
example.
spam alone because we might need them to sponsor us one day.
Especially when we do our show in Hawaii.
Somewhere, and it might need to be sponsored by, you know, spam.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna need you to watch it. But here, on the lines of what you were talking about in terms of that bait and switch, you know, men complain about this a lot. You know, how they meet this woman and, you know, she's well put together, hair, not a hair out of place, nails are done, feet are done, everything close to the nines. And you go to her house and it looked like she belongs on an episode of Hoarders.
Oh, dear God. Oh, dear God. Oh, my God, I got to tell you this. Oh, my God. So, I never knew. I promise you, Kiki, it had to be maybe 7 years, y'all. You know, and she was just an associate. You know, I wouldn't say she was like a friend. And we were getting ready to go out. She was somebody we would hang out with, go kick it or whatever. And this particular one time, we had never been to the girl's house. She's like, I have to go run in and pick something else up. So, you know, she's like, well, y'all can come in for a minute. I'm like, okay, well, whatever. So we go to the house. This girl, always dressed to the nines. I mean, got the newest, hottest label, whatever, you name it. You walked into this girl's apartment, and I swear, I couldn't get through. I mean, it was, you couldn't even get through. All I could do was stay. I stood at the door. I had to pee. I waited till I got somewhere in public, and I don't pee in public.
Right.
Go to the bathroom.
But I hear men complain about that a lot.
Like,
I hear men complain about that a whole lot. Is that true? To you guys in the chat room, is that true, y'all? Y'all meet a woman and she all together, and then you get to our house and it's like, I don't know if y'all saw the episode of Friends where Ross was dating this model chick, and she was up, and the house was a train wreck. And when they finally broke up, he sent Monica over to clean up. Is that true, Rob? Is that what happens? I'm looking in the chat to see if they say that.
Well, see, you know, and this is my fault, and I got an issue, but See, I don't spend that much time at other people's houses, and that's my problem. You know what I'm saying? I
Learn
need to
along.
do better homework. You know what I'm saying? But because I'm always the host dude. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm bringing it to my house or I'm bringing it somewhere. But I ain't spent a lot of time, so I hadn't experienced that. But I have experienced based on what I thought was coming in. When it came in, it was obvious that that was probably the situation because they didn't bring no habits with them. You know what I'm saying? So no good ones, no good habits. That could be a problem. So yeah, I would have to say yes, but I got secondhand knowledge based on what they did in my place versus where they were living. But I can't assume they had a clean house and then come and just don't do shit at my place.
Yeah, you need to go to other people. Well, you're not in the dating world anymore, so I was
Right.
the
Yeah.
other
So
man out here in the world. You
yeah.
need to go and visit her living quarters. You need to see, sometimes. And women, because men, y'all ain't always on the up and up either.
Okay.
Y'all get the bait and switch going on too in a couple ways. In terms of, your Air Force Ones are nice and white, your pants are nice and crisp. You all together, edged up all nice and looking all good, nails all clean and everything, y'all together. And then you living in your mama's basement. You always, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. It's like, oh, you got it all together. I'll give y'all a situation about how y'all trip. Y'all will front. One dude fronted. I mean, like so hard. Like he had this nice whip. The car was clean, dressed to the nines, whatever. Went to have, not me, this is a story. She went to go have dinner, with the guy at his house. He was cooking her dinner and everything, and he had everything all hooked up for her and everything. Beautiful home, very well put together, all the stuff. And so, he's whining and dining her all over the place, and she's like, oh yeah, he's doing well, blah, blah, blah. He said he was in, I don't remember, investments or something. I don't remember what it was that he said that he did. Coming to find out, this house that he was living in, he was actually a roommate with like 3 other dudes in this house. The car wasn't his. It was like he was actually a limo driver, so it was the person he drives for. He was a driver for somebody. It was their car. It wasn't his. Nothing about who he presented to her was who he was. So she's all in thinking he's this well-established dude, and he's got all his ducks in a row, and he's just a fucking duck.
Unreal.
Yes.
Unreal. Have you ever tested someone, Kiki, to see if they're like on the up and up? And I mean, like, for example, I'll give you a good example. Antoine does this test where he goes, if he's visiting someone's house, when he's in the bathroom, he checks between the seat and the back of the toilet to see if it's clean, to make sure that their house is clean back there.
What that got to do with whether they faking the funk about this being their house or not?
I mean, but I'm saying he checks to see if they're, if they're clean or not, or doing what they're supposed to in the house or not. And then, if you look on people's desk or their table and their name ain't on the mail, then that ain't their house.
Well, I mean, most people don't leave their mail just kind of hanging out for everybody to see. That's not something that everyone does. But, I mean, the reality of the situation is that is a complete bait and switch. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, you've presented this well-put-together package. Go ahead, Rob. I think
no lie. That's just I'm just acting like somebody I ain't. That's just no, that one was straight up. Cause I mean, if you got roommates, you got roommates. You know what I'm saying? If that's somebody else, whatever. I mean, see.
But I
might not be
illusion, Rob.
Huh?
You're reeling them into an illusion. You're baiting them
into
an illusion that it's all yours.
I get it. But see, I'm not. See, I'm not on the baiting side. I might have got baited and switched on because, you know, I might have been a little bit gullible here and there on what the ass looked like and what I had, whatever. For me, on the other side, I'm not really a baiter and switcher, so, you know, I mean, I could live with 3 guys and not have a car and still have game. That's all I'm saying. So it's kind of odd for me to even conceptualize how they deal with it, but that's straight up just lying what he did, you know, because he's just trying to be something that he ain't somebody, but that ain't gonna last. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you can have a dude who don't, you know, who's not, you know, 100% established or whatever, but he's working and doing his thing. I mean, he had a respectable gig. There was no reason for him to lie. You know what I mean? You had a respectable gig. Even though you were in a nice home, even though you shared it with a couple other dudes, so what? But
right.
You fronted, you made it worse.
Dashing my chips away. I'm doing what I got to do, whatever. Yeah. I mean, folks can agree with that.
What happened was they ended up getting together, you know, on a serious, but they're always at her house. And so when it was time, you know, we gonna move in kind of thing, well, let's just move into your house. And she was like, well, I'm not moving to your house. Well, I live in a condo. You live in a house. Like, well, I'm selling it. It was some, income property. I was building it up, you know what I mean, so I could sell it, you know what I mean. And it was, I mean, he just kept on and on and on with this lie until one time they were out with some friends and somebody got to drinking and got to talking, and that's how it all came out. That's how she found out that none of that shit was his. None of it. In that situation, what do you do? Do you leave this dude alone, or do you just be like, well, you know what? You didn't lie to me about who you were as a person. You just lied to me about what you do. I mean, what do you do?
Yeah,
you did lie. You did lie about who you were as a person, because if you weren't confident enough to be who you were, you lying. You lying if you anybody other, like you started the show out saying that you who you are all the time, that's who you are. If you can't be that, you lying. That's why I got to get back at you about what you mean about my pictures. But anyway, let's keep going. But yeah.
You ain't gonna let that damn picture go. No, but you right, and I would say to a lady who was in this scenario, if you meet a guy and you find out all of this on the tail end of, run like somebody set your ass on fire. And the reason why I say run is because he didn't just lie. He created an entire life and kept that lie going. You know, he's in the wrong line of business. He should be a chauffeur. He should be an actor, because he stayed in character for a very long time. I don't know anybody stayed in character that long. He didn't even slip up. Somebody else slipped up. One of his day players, one of his background extras fucked up the scene. You know what I mean? He kept the shit alive. And if he can be that deceptive, that cunning all the time, to the point where you had no clue, ain't no telling what else other kind of shit would have come out later. Ain't no telling. Ain't no telling. For those of you guys who just may be joining us, this is Playing Devil's Advocate. I am your host, Miss Kiki, the consummate provocateur, and today we're talking about relationship con games, the bait and switch, the shit that people do to get into your life that's not always on the up and up. It could be something as simple as she's well put together, he's well put together, and they live like a hoarder, or something as extreme as the fact that we just gave about the guy who had presented this whole lifestyle to this woman, only to find out that it was a complete and utter lie. The only thing true about him was his damn name. That was it. That was it. See, I Google a mofo in a minute.
Oh, hell yeah. Quit playing.
I will Google him. Let me tell y'all something. There's this guy who's currently emerging in my world, right? I don't know other way to put it. And so I put Snoop Doggy Dogg on it, who is Chan. I put Professor Research on it. I'm like, find out what you can find out about this cat. Y'all know, if anybody can find somebody, Chan can find it. I'm like, find out whatever you can find. Any tea, any dirt. It could be dust. It ain't gotta be dirt. You know what I mean? What dust you got on this dude? She couldn't find shit. So that leads me to believe one or two things. One, either he is as good as he seems, or he's worse. And he's, you know what I mean? Like, there's no dirt nowhere. And you're a public figure. That'd be different if you was, you know, Elroy, the postman, right? Yeah, it might not be nothing out there on you. You know what I mean? But if you're a public figure, that's something. There's somebody trying to spill some tea somewhere. You not on don'tdateemgirl.com. You ain't on Lipstick Alley. You ain't nothing about you nowhere. I'm like, you know, makes me wonder. Is that wrong? Am I jaded?
I don't think so. I mean, you know, I wouldn't say you're jaded. I wouldn't say that at all. You just look for things that are actual. You know, you're one of those just the facts, ma'am type of people. So, you know, just lay the cards out on the table like you do. You expect like, kind, and quality in the people that you have around you. Period.
Yeah, I'll background check a mofo in a minute. But I don't do it.
Google is
I don't do it. I don't act like I don't do it. You know how there are a lot of women who will pretend like, oh, no, they don't do it. And they do the little background, they little due diligence. No, I tell you, I looked your shit up. I tried to find some dirt on your ass and I couldn't. You know. Rob doing the emoji thing again. Rob, what's that all about?
Well, that's because I was about to jump on you about that whole super smile sleuth shit, but you said that you on the up and up though. You said you disclose it. If you say, hey, I looked you up, then I mean, I really got no comment for that. But I was gonna go there and be like, you know, that's kind of fucking sneaky too. You know what I mean? But you, hey, I could say that's what that was about. But you hit it before I could get to it.
Sorry, some women don't though. So speak to them. Speak to those women who don't disclose it. Speak to those women.
Yeah, then that's some old. But you know, I mean, you talk about, I mean, because this switch whole trust issue, you ain't even started up yet. They just entering your world. He just climbing through, you know, KiKi universe. You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, he's scrutinized, or whoever this person is, he's scrutinized like he done broke in, you know, through the back door and did all kinds of shit and wrecking shit on the way. You know, all he did was walked in. He said, yeah, come on in. You know, hey, yes, come on, let's see what this is about. You drop him here and you act like he just came and just tore some shit up because you know, that ain't cool either.
Well,
that's all I'm saying.
I don't like surprises. I don't like unhappy surprises, but I do.
Hey, that's coming to me.
I didn't hear the last part, Rob.
I mean, if I know.
He's breaking up, huh?
Is he broken up? Yeah, he is. He's breaking up.
Yeah, he is breaking up. Okay. I thought it was me, but it is you breaking up, Rob.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with your Wi-Fi over there, but you breaking up.
I'm going to try something.
Okay. Go ahead, try it. Turn your camera on.
Try something real. All right.
Okay.
So, but along the lines of what he was saying, you know, I do think it's really deceptive if you're going to, you know, look somebody up and you know, I don't have a problem with telling them, look, I Googled you and I found this out about you. Is this true? You know, I'm gonna Google you. I think it's the best thing to know because, like you said, when you get surprises and you don't know something that you could have found out for yourself, you know, that you could avoid a big boulder by catching these pebbles, you know, ahead of time. And I'm sure you'll get to red flags later, so I'll leave that alone. But, you know, I think it's always good to keep it on the table so that you have a level playing field for saying, you know, this is what the deal is. Yeah. So I think you are 100% right about that because you damn right. Sporty will Google your ass in a heartbeat. Soon as I know your name, I will find out your last name on Google.
Right. I will say to people, you know, I will disclose. And for anybody else, I will say if that's what you're going to do, at least disclose. Like, yeah, I checked you out. I looked you up. You know what I mean? Do that. Don't try to do the secret squirrel thing and not say nothing and then be like, so you told me X, Y, and Z, but it's 1, 2, and 3. What's up with that? Gotcha. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Rob, you back?
I hope so.
I hope so too.
I did the whole Ethernet cable thing, thinking, but the Wi-Fi.
Well, you know what?
Better.
One of the things is when you do use your Ethernet cord, you have to make sure that you've turned your actual, you've connected to the actual Ethernet, not the Wi-Fi portion. But I don't know.
It ain't automatic. Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought it would be automatic when you put it. Yeah.
Sometimes it is, sometimes it ain't.
Right.
But that's okay.
Well, bear with me.
That's okay. We will. Give me a scenario of how bait and switch. One of y'all. Well, I'm not giving up on mine. Y'all give me some of y'all dirt.
Well, one bait and switch I noticed. It was, and actually this was early on. I'm gonna go back to high school, girl. So you know how you have the jocks, you know, the school or whatever, and so and I was a pom pom. Well, no, at this particular time I was a majorette in the band. So you got the guy, and we got this homecoming game coming up, or whatever, and so he's priming, you know, who he wants to take to homecoming for about maybe 2 or 3 weeks beforehand, and being all nice to her and smoozing her or whatever, and you know they getting along and they the new couple or whatever, and he takes her to the dance, and so you know they have a good time, and then like that next week they back in school or whatever together, and you know she like, this is my boyfriend. Like, hold on, I'll go out with so and so. You know, he just kind of did a flip on her, like a light switch. Like, you know, I just wanted to go to the dance with the, you know, the popular girl. I didn't want to take so and so with me. She didn't want to go, so I had to find me another date. And he came clean about all of that after the fact. But prior to that, he was just like bringing her little gifts to school and all kinds of little fun stuff, you know, to get her to participate with him the way she wanted to. And this was like a happy time in her life with, you know, with this going on. And then he flipped the switch on her just that quick. Like,
so wait, what? Let me make sure I understand what the bait and switch was. He pretended like he liked her.
Yes.
But to get her to say yes to go with him to the dance.
Yep.
And then after that, he was like, "I'm cool on you."
Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, he played that game with her throughout the school, throughout everything, for like 2.5, 3 weeks prior to the dance, just to get her to go. And then after the fact, he was done with her.
So
back to the girl he was with.
Yeah, see, so I don't know if that's as much bait and switch as just a selfish motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know if that's bait switches either. I think that's just an asshole move.
Yeah, that's just like, I just want something and I'm gonna set it, and I don't care about your feelings or nothing. You know, Jesus Christ, he ruthless.
Yeah, that's some fuckery right there. Yeah, he's an asshole.
Yeah, that's kind of shit to make your daddy come down. Like, I got 5 daughters. I go down and be up in his ass real quick.
That's the shit where you call your cousins and your big brother and them to come keep them after school. Yeah, that's some asshole shit. Here's one. Here's a bait and switch. This is a personal bait and switch.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I'm transparent. I don't have no secrets. Well, if I do, I ain't telling y'all, and I ain't leave no fingerprints. But anyway, I was dating this guy against my own better judgment. I was like, I'm gonna date him anyway. I started dating him. Totally perfect guy, right? He fit all the little check marks, right? He met the height requirement. You know, he was funny. He was fun. You know, fun. My friends got along with him. He was attentive. He was thoughtful. He remembered things like birthdays, and knew how much my birthday meant to me. He would do shit just because, and like he would take my car if I was sleeping, go and get it detailed, shit like that. You know what I mean? And bring it back all nice and shiny, and then on the back seat there'll be a gift or some flowers. You know what I'm saying? Just that guy. He's that guy, right?
Yeah, sound like me. Yeah.
Right. So. I'm like, yeah, this is the dude. And then we got engaged. And then we moved in together. And the same guy that used to hang out and party with me and my friends, because, we all had, mutual friends and stuff, didn't want me to hang out with my friends no more. We had a mutual male friend who, whenever they would see me, be like, hey, kid, give me a hug, kiss me on the cheek, was like, you don't be kissing my woman. That's disrespectful. He turned into Clink Clink Warden. Warden! Warden! He turned into the warden. Got me all in, and then was like, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. No joke. No joke. Y'all know how that story ended.
Yeah.
That's some bait and switch right there.
Yeah, I had a guy do that to me once. I was in Michigan, and he was, real nice guy. He, wanted to take me out, and we went out a few times, and he was really, really a sweetheart. I mean, I'm talking flowers, candy, what can I do for you, spa days, all kinds of fun stuff. And so eventually, I would say maybe about a month and a half in, I let him come over to the house or whatever. And he decided, I got up the next day to go to work and show him out. He was like, well, I'm going to cook dinner for you. So when you get home, I'm like, you're not going to be here while I'm gone. I'll see you later, whatever. And he was like, no, I'm going to be here. He says, actually, you're not going to go to work today. You're going to stay here. So dude literally took my keys and had me in the house. And I couldn't even leave to go to work.
This motherfucker took you hostage?
Yes, ma'am. I'm so serious. But I couldn't
Wait a minute.
I'm serious.
How did we get to committing crime?
It got so bad and then when I finally did get him out of the house.
How did you get free?
How did I get free? My girlfriend came over. And she was like, I'm coming over because we did have plans later that afternoon. She came over and she was like, I'm here to pick you up for so-and-so. It's like, okay, I'm ready to go. When I opened the door for her, I just walked out without anything. And when I came back home with a male person, he was still in your house? He was still at the house. They escorted him out of the house.
What kind of motherfuckers y'all be running with?
Listen, I'm telling you, I had
wait, hold on. What did he say?
What kind of motherfuckers y'all be running with? What's this kind of fools? Where you be hanging out at? Where you find
mine was a long time ago.
Mine was
I ain't that kind of crazy sense.
This was about maybe 99, 2000, maybe something like that around that time for me.
Yeah, this was even before then. But yeah, they will flip the script on you and go completely cuckoo.
They followed me to Chicago, Kiki.
Well, shit, this motherfucker followed me all over the goddamn country. So let's just move right on along.
Right.
Look at Rob. He like, Lord Jesus.
It's people out there.
I think we need a drink. Okay,
yeah, I was going to say that's a beverage.
What you say, Rob?
No, go ahead. Let's do the drink.
He's like, yeah, I think it's time for a drink. Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the show where Cousin Chan presents us with her weekly surprise. I don't know how she comes up with stuff. I don't even care to know. It scares me just to think that her brain operates in this fashion. This week's drink, I don't know where she came up with the name. Maybe she'll explain it. But ladies and gentlemen, Cousin Chan, take it away. You got Red Snapper this week, y'all.
Uh-oh.
Hey everybody, tonight's drink of the week is a red snapper. Tonight's drink of the week, we're going to use 2.5 ounces of whiskey, 1.5 ounces of amaretto, and 1.5 ounces of cranberry juice. And what we're going to do with this is we're going to fill a tall glass with ice, pour the whiskey and the amaretto, then top it off with the cranberry juice and stir. And there you have it, a red snapper. All right, guys, be safe, enjoy, drink responsibly. I'll see you next week.
Okay, wait. She said amaretto. What was all in that drink?
Everything in that drink came out of the chemistry lab of Chan. That's all I'm going.
She said amaretto.
That was the second ingredient.
And cranberry juice.
The first ingredient was 2 ounces of some kind of alcohol too.
Yeah, because you know she don't do no
2.5 ounces of whiskey.
There you go. See there? 2.5 ounces of something, then the amaretto, then the cranberry juice.
Let me show y'all what this drink looked like.
That looked like a glass of cranberry juice.
Yeah, but I bet you it ain't the same feeling.
Yeah.
I bet you it don't give you with the same sensation as cranberry juice. I tell y'all that much.
Not if she made it.
All right, so for those of you guys who just may be joining us, this is Playing Devil's Advocate. I am your host, Miss Kiki, the consummate provocateur, and tonight's topic is relationship con games, bait and switch. And we given some bait and switch, and I'm going to go over here to the chat room in just a second to see what they're saying, just so you know if you are already watching us on YouTube, you know there's an interactive chat room, so go on in there and participate. Or you can go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/playingdevilsadvocate, post to our Facebook wall. We'll get your comment on air there, or you can post throughout the week and we will respond. Or you can send us a tweet at PDA_Ms. Kiki. That's PDA_MSKIKI, and send us a tweet. But let me go over here to the chat room. It says, damn, Kiki, I need that guy. And then I said, yeah, but he was great, but he was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And they said, damn, it's always something. And then they said, West said, I repeat it for the time, I said, where the hell y'all be finding these dudes? And then someone says that they need to write a book of drinks. And you need to write a book of your drinks. And then, Cousin Shan said she had a boyfriend who sent a dead fish to a guy she was dating mama's house. Why you sending his mama's house?
Because that's where he was located.
Oh, were you this guy who
you did that?
I ain't saying that. We wasn't done yet. You we wasn't done yet.
You on some old Godfather type shit.
I told y'all he made us watch The Godfather every day for an entire summer.
But I was young. But I would have often. He had to wait. I had kids and shit, man. You fucking with somebody's family. You had to wait till I was done. Anyway, that's another life.
The chat room, she say hit dog.
Lord Jesus. All right.
But I wasn't psycho at the house.
I don't even know if we want to go down this road. I don't even think
That was just another life. Let's keep on pushing.
Okay.
He's gonna make her get on the line.
Y'all said y'all will be jumping on me. I'm a guest.
Jumped on you. They said my other brother was that. They said remain silent, Rob. Our resident legal expert, Aikisha Al-Shabazz Whitaker Esquire says, remain silent. That's one of her R's for getting home safely when you have a police encounter. Remain silent.
Hilarious.
If you are being detained.
I will remain silent, although I'm sure the statute of limitation on threats had passed.
I'm just saying, our legal expert is here, and she is watching everything and listening, and she said remain silent. All right, here's one someone submitted. They said that they were messing around with this person who told them that they couldn't have any children. And so they went and got, their get out and fuck free cards, as Sporty would call it. They got tested together to confirm, their clean status, right? And then coming to find out that the person was not sterile, could have children, got pregnant on purpose, right? And meanwhile, back at the ranch, they were, like, say, for instance, Sporty, Rob told you he couldn't have no kid. Y'all got tested, y'all doing y'all thing, whatever. He knocks you up on purpose, right? You kind of like pissed, like, really, nigga, really? That's what you going to do? That's how this going to go? And all the time y'all were dating or whatever, he tells you he didn't have no kids because he couldn't have kids. And then you find out he got a gang of kids by a bunch of different women.
Nigga.
That wasn't me. I do have a gang of kids by a bunch of women, but that wasn't me. I never did that.
Oh, God. Oh, Lord, I quit. That's
this happened to somebody else. Or fellas, in the reverse. I had a homeboy who was messing around with this chick that he had been messing around with off and on. They're just having sex. They weren't in a relationship at all, ever, at any point. And they were just having sex, and he had gone with her to the doctor for the birth control, blah, 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 whatever. She's older, so she was like, oh, I can't have kids, but whatever, I'll do, we'll do whatever we need to do. And she stopped everything, didn't tell him, got pregnant, and then was like, I thought I told you, I stopped it because it was making me sick. He's like, bitch, I would remember you telling me you stopped taking pills because I'd have stopped fucking your ass. You know what I mean? Like that. So don't even try to trip. Don't even try to play me like I'm stupid. That was a bait and switch. Both of those scenarios are baits and switch. But I tell you something, if that mofo pulled that trick on me and then I found out he got 8 kids by 7 different women,
he won't have number 9.
it's going to be some smoke in the city. It's going to be some smoke in the city.
We've been told in the chat room to leave Emoji Man alone.
I'm loving y'all.
Hey, first of all, the person who told us to leave you alone is the one that's fucking with you. It ain't
right. He put you out there.
You see how gullible you were? That was a bait and switch. They lulled you into a sense of safety, and then wow.
That's the story of my life, though.
Got it.
What I mean?
Got him.
That
how would you feel in that situation, Rob or Sporty, if it were you? How would y'all feel in those scenarios, yo?
I would feel really jacked up. I would be extremely pissed. And if he's got 7 or 8 kids with all these other women, he would not have baby number 9. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Well, he wouldn't be fucking me, and I wouldn't get pregnant from him, but if...
No, I gave the other scenario, silly.
All right. No, if it was the reverse, I mean, I think I've been had before. I got to say it. I think I've been had. So, I mean, it's fucked up, but what can you do? It's fucked up. You just got to keep moving. You got to keep pushing. I mean, like the person said, the anonymous person in the thing, y'all got to leave Emoji Man, because now I'm just going to look like a violent, gullible sucker in a minute, But sometimes you get had, and those are the breaks. It's fucked up, though. It's fucked up.
It'll be some smoke in the city if that were me. First of all, you got me pregnant on purpose. You on some bullshit. You ain't hurting for kids. You got a bunch of them.
Yeah, but I mean, if they ain't hurting, I mean, my scenario wasn't like that, but if they were hurting for kids, yeah.
You got 8 kids.
I think
you
I
got
was
8
just, yeah.
I'm sorry?
No, I just think somebody was trying to lock me up or do something different, but,
Yeah, but there have been women who've had that happen to them too, but not the extreme of him having a bunch of kids, but he tricked her to get her pregnant, and then once she's pregnant, he wigs out or he dips. Because he did it on purpose, and then he dips. Just because, they call some of those, what they call them, serial, I forgot what they call them. And they're trying to pass laws against these kind of men too.
So they just go around and get people pregnant and keep on moving?
Yep.
That's their whole MO?
Yeah.
That shit crazy, man.
They're drafting legislation against that. I forgot what they call it because they're saying it's abuse of some kind. You know, especially if you're poking the holes in the condoms, or you've misled them in some way by lying and saying you sterile and you not, or you know what I mean. I forgot what they call them, but they're drafting legislation so that can be a criminal offense.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Who the?
They said there was in the chat room. They said about the dude who did that with the 8 kids. They said they should have 8 orphans. Well, they still got their mamas. Well, clearly they already without their daddy because he's been spending all his time fucking around. So I don't know what the hell's going on. But yeah, those are types of shit that people do. They lull you in. Oh, I don't have no kids. I can't have kids. You know, let's go and get tested, and we can just go ahead and do this raw, and we ain't got to worry about it. We safe. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, he like, just a matter of time. What kind of shit is that? That's some crazy cuckoo bird ass shit. Give me one, Sporty.
Let's see. How about, oh dear God. Well, how about a guy who, it's not funny, but it was funny, but it's not. So this guy faked having he pretended to be deaf to date this girl. Yeah, he pretended that he was deaf. And, you know, he did the sign language thing, made her learn sign language to deal with him, and, you know, lived the whole lifestyle of a deaf person, but could hear just fine. And how she found out that
I shouldn't be laughing at this. I'm sorry. Okay.
It was so horrible and hurtful because she began to, you know, put money into his care. She bought a house, you know, for them to live in together because he cried, you know, because of all of his medical expenses. You know, he couldn't do the things he wanted to do to take care of his children, and this whole lifestyle. This went on for 1.5 years. And when they finally moved into the house together, something as stupid as him hearing, what he heard was porn. What he thought he heard was his girlfriend being with another person in another room. And he opened the door like, what the hell is going on in here? What's this about? And she says, well, what are you talking about? And he didn't see anybody in the room, and he couldn't, you know, he was speaking clearly because initially he couldn't, you know, he played the deaf role for real. He was, what the fuck is this? And she was like, she looked at him like, your speech is you know, this is great. What happened? You know, and he's like, well, what is this going on in here? She says, oh, so you can hear the TV? You know, and that blew the whole shit out the water.
Wait. What was his reasoning? For pretending to be deaf. What was his reasoning?
To this day, I do not fucking know.
He was playing the sympathy angle. You know what I'm saying? The sympathy angle. He's like a caregiver type. That's her MO. So he saw that. He was playing a sympathy angle, and he figured, wow, this is working. So I'm gonna see how far. I don't see how for the expenses. I don't know what kind of expenses you got from being deaf, but
I don't either. Being deaf is not real.
But that's all right. She's a little gullible. I mean, I can't say nothing about that. I've been there. So anyway,
you been there, a bitch been able to fool you into thinking she can't hear.
No, I ain't saying. I'm just saying nothing gullible.
I can't. Wait.
I have terminology for you. It's called reproductive coercion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Baby, let me tell you something here.
Yeah, that was
This
out
motherfucker
there.
pretended for 18 months to be deaf. He knew sign language, so clearly this was his thing.
That's his MO. Yeah, he goes for the sympathy. That's his angle. He just took that one further because he was getting more. She was buying houses and shit, so he was gonna roll with it. He would have been deaf until they had kids and died and shit. He was been teaching them little bastards sign language.
I had to be, listen, instead of buying a house, nigga, we need a cochlear implant. For your ear. I need
You
to
gonna
hear
have a
me.
miracle.
I need for you to hear what the hell I'm saying to you. Okay. I can't with that. That is really extreme.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my God.
that was crazy. Hey,
Oh my God. I think you gonna win tonight, Sporty, with that one.
I was like, the hell?
Who does that shit? You teach her sign language, and now one of y'all deaf. At least now she bilingual. She can take that skill to get more money somewhere.
She does.
Not all
She
bad.
does use
Silver
it.
lining. Silver lining.
you got
Okay.
it there.
Lord.
Hey, I'm gonna take y'all in a different direction.
Okay.
Cause I want to know. I mean, it's not quite the bait and switch, although I guess it can appear to. All right, so, and I just want to know how y'all feel about this. What do you do when you're in this scenario? All right, so you got the dude, and y'all talking, and he's up and coming. He's got all these dreams and aspirations, and you rolling with that. He's got all this promise. You see it happening. He's running this nice. This is where we headed. This is the game. I got life. You know what I'm saying? And you rolling with that. Yeah, I can see it. It's gonna happen, and he gonna put in the work and all. Now, he believes this. I mean, it ain't really a bait and switch. He giving you all the real deal because he believes that this is what he wants, but he really ain't got what it takes to make that happen. So now you just dealing with some dude that is stuck though. He ain't got he don't got what it takes. He can't make it. So all these dreams that you thought this train you thought you was about to ride, or this whole movement, whole upwardly mobile movement that you thought you was about to ride on, ain't happening. But he was sincere. Now, how do you respond to that? Cause y'all cool, y'all emotionally good. He's still a nice guy. He's still everything, but his ambition has turned out to be hopes and dreams. He just don't have what it takes to make this happen.
Okay, so he got this plan. He just doesn't know how to make it happen, or the skill set to make it happen.
He ain't got the drive to make. He just can't make it happen. You know, you meet him every day. I meet him every day. The people that talk about all this, what they about to do and where they gonna go and what they do, but for some reason that they just don't want it enough to actually do it. They just talk about it.
Oh, he gotta go. I mean, you give them enough time to, figure it out, and if you see they aren't doing anything. Now, it's different if you see he hustling to try and make it, to put some things in place, and it's not coming together for whatever reason. And you might even try to help, with whatever things that you may know. But if he's not even putting in the work to make his own shit pop, you gotta hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back, no, beat it, scram, hit the brakes.
Because I'm gonna tell you, from the outside looking in, I'm gonna tell you, I see more men, and it's unfortunate. And like I said, I don't want to take this too far in a different direction, but it's unfortunate. But I see more men that talk shit that they can't deliver. You know what I'm saying? They talk, they say what they think they want to be. You know what I mean? But they really don't want to put in the work to do what it takes to do it. I see them all the time, and I'm like, the fuck? But they run that same shit to the girls. When they talk to them, they tell them so it all sounds good. You know what I'm saying? I was just curious, because that's like they baiting and switching themselves, actually. That's like a total personal mind fuck, because they believe in that they got some ambition they really don't have. But
right here, if you putting in work and it's just not popping, maybe we need to rework your plan.
Yeah, that's different. That's
In the
different.
work. Yeah, if you're not putting in the work.
Yeah, it's always a reason. It's always some fucking excuse why, you know, why you ain't doing your thing. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's another show. That's another topic. But I
I'm,
see it every day.
I'm too shallow for that. He wouldn't have been in my life. Sorry.
Oh, Lord. Keisha said, our resident legal expert says, I'm doing me. He might have to join my team. Would you really want a slacker on your team, though, Akeisha?
She
I don't
ain't
think that's going to work out. She talking about whatever makes him happy. Yeah, but what if he living off of you being happy, saying he chasing his dreams? You know what I mean? Yeah, no, we ain't going to be able to do that. We ain't going to be able to do that. I got one for y'all. Here's another one. All right. There was this girl. She was dating this guy. Everything was all good, you know, and they had been together for a minute, you know. So she says that she, you know, he was working again in the finance industry or whatever, and so he was going to you know, get their finances in order and everything so that they can get married, you know, make sure that they were all financially stable and stuff. This motherfucker stole her identity, ran her shit up, and disappeared into the darkness. They had been together for 3 years. So there was no reason for her to think he was other than the guy that he had said that he was and doing. And the truth was, he was working in the finance industry. He just took her shit and bounced out, rolled out with her loot. I mean, just totally fucked her shit off.
That's just some criminal shit there.
I'm gonna find that motherfucker. He got to go, and not the way he left me.
Yeah.
See, some of this stuff, you know.
Go ahead.
Yeah, some of this stuff, I don't know where these people come from. I mean, that's just straight up criminal, though. I mean, maybe he just got hit on hard times and he ain't really feel about her the way she felt about him, so it was easy for him to use her as a scapegoat to get whatever money. But some of these folks just sound like they need to be put down. It's some y'all running into some crazy motherfuckers.
This shit happens all the time, though, Rob. These are not just like one-offers. This happens more than you think. That's the scary part about it, which is why we gonna get ready to start going into how to spot these motherfuckers before we get into the letter. I got 2 more. It's 40.
I'm sorry, based on what
say?
you just said, even the scenario you just gave, Kiki, they have a TV show based on what you just said on TV right now about that. It's called The Catch. That's the name of the show.
Yeah, she exactly what that dude. He was a con man. He took all her shit, but she was a private detective, and she's gonna get her shit back. Happens all the time, though. Here's one. This dude was dating this chick. Everything was all good. They had been together for a minute, whatever. She was new to the town or whatever. So when he met her, she was new to the town or whatever. So they hooked up, and you know, he was like, "Oh, good, you know, she a good girl, whatever." Until like a year in, at like 5 a.m., you know that knock on the door like only the police can do. It's the U.S. Marshals at his door looking for this broad. She was on the lam. She had like got convicted of some shit and never showed back up. They gave her like 30 days to get her shit in order and then come back to turn herself in. She never turned herself in. She had been on the run for like 3 years. So she was already 2 years in on the run when he met her. So a year they were together, and a year they came banging on his door, dragging her ass up out there, had him sitting on the curb in handcuffs until they could figure out if he knew what the hell was going on.
Wow.
Yeah, but she was probably But she was probably nice, you know, and he didn't know. He was just doing them, you know.
Yeah, she baited him into thinking she was this nice girl and that was,
Didn't disclose. She might have been that nice girl. She just didn't disclose
on
she
the
was running
run.
from the law.
She was a fugitive.
She'd be a nice fugitive. What'd she do? You only know what she did.
I don't remember what she did, but the fact of the matter is, nobody be banging on my door no goddamn 5 o'clock in the morning, put me in handcuffs, sitting on the curb trying to figure out who the fuck you are and why you with me.
All right. If
What
I'm
goes
on
to
the run
you?
and I meet you, that's some information that ain't that important right then. I think
And you
that
try
becomes
to
important later. Huh?
You see why I Google people and do background checks?
Yeah, that's fine. That's what I'm saying. You say it's a prerequisite, so that's cool because you would tell me. You would say, hey, well then look, I'm going to Google you. Then I would just dip before you did so that we both, it's fair. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can Google
You
me.
would,
I
yeah.
can
Because
not
I'm
tell
on
you
background check.
that I'm on the line.
You see what Akeisha said?
Yeah, she said, come on, he had to know. Bet she never wanted to take a vacation. She probably
No,
did,
they was
just not out of
driving.
the country. Just not out of the country. She like doing road trips.
Yeah, they just be driving. Yeah. Too expensive to fly. We just drive it.
That's wild as hell, man.
Could you imagine?
I just wondered what was going through his head. Like, what the fuck just happened?
I was like, I would have been like, who the fuck are you for real, for real? Like, what is your name? Like, who, could you be with somebody after you found that out, though? If you found out that they was, had been on the run and you'd have, Robin, I'm talking to you because this is a man thing. And to any of you men in the chat room, if you found out, she had been the perfect girl up until that point.
That's what I'm saying.
But you found out she'd been on the lam.
Okay.
And now, the marshal's at your door and you find out she a fugitive. Would you still stay with her? Would you still stay with her?
I'm going to say be quiet, just like I was advised not to say nothing. That's all. But, no, it just depends. It depends on the circumstance, because that ain't got nothing to do with me. If our relationship is our relationship, I would understand. Now, see, that's one deception or lack of volunteered information that I might understand because I wouldn't give it. I wouldn't tell you. Now, if we were going to get married or whatever, I might tell you. But if we were just kicking it, and a year ain't really that long.
You stick with her?
Folks that you running from the law. You know what I mean? I'm a fugitive. I don't know if you're going to rat me out or nothing. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't telling you.
But would you stick with her?
That's what I said. It depends on the circumstances. If we was cool, then yeah. I ain't going to just trip out. It just depends. I don't know the circumstances. What she do? She ain't done nothing to me. She been good to me for a year. And I'm saying that my mentality and my exposure, I understand why she didn't tell me.
What did she kill her ex-boyfriend?
Yeah, because he was an asshole or something. Yeah, that's cool. I ain't really worried because she ain't killing me. I could take care of myself.
They tell us in the chat, the fellas are saying depends on what she did and how committed we are in the relationship. Well, you a year in.
That's what I said. She a year in. I see they with me. They with me. They with me. That's what they said.
That's good because I don't give a fuck what you did.
Unless she was
be a traffic violation or some shit that you ain't paid, some traffic tickets or some shit. If it's a violent crime.
Yeah, I could hold my own. I ain't worried about her unless she was some old Jason motherfucker just killing random motherfuckers because they was teenagers and shit. Then I had a problem. But other than that, I ain't.
You got me on a curb with handcuffs. I always tell you.
No, she ain't put him in handcuffs. The sheriff did. That's the sheriff's responsibility. The sheriff
She ain't do it. The sheriff did it.
If they came for her, that was just procedure. Now you done been in handcuffs before, whether it been the law or voluntarily. So you ain't got to worry.
You can put me in handcuffs, bucket ass naked. I don't care about that. But with my clothes on the curb.
Well, that's what I just tell the police next time to keep you bucket ass naked then. But that ain't her fault. The police.
They said if she a black widow, hell no, I'm out.
I'm laughing out loud here.
That's what say the chat room. If she's the Black Widow, hell no, I'm out. All right, for those of you guys who just may be joining us, this is Playing Devil's Advocate. I am your host, Miss Kiki, the consummate provocateur. And today we're talking about relationship games, the bait and switch. And we've been talking about some crazy ass stuff that people do to lull you in to get into their lives, and then you find out something totally completely different about them. Rob would stay with the woman who had the U.S. Marshals banging on his door at 5 o'clock in the morning because she was on the lam and they finally tracked her down to his house. I don't know if I would be that forgiving, but, you know, it'll be interesting to see. So if you want to be a part of the conversation and you're already watching us on YouTube, you may as well go ahead and chime in with the clowns in our chat room because they can have a blast in there. Or you can send us a tweet at PDA_Miss Kiki or post your Facebook at Facebook.com/Playing Devil's Advocate. See, Sporty Cake, stop giggling. Because she reading the nonsense in the chat room. They say he don't even believe the shit he's saying. They say you don't even believe the shit you're saying.
All right.
Hilarious. All right, here's the last one. Sporty, you want to take the last one? Or Rob? No, Rob. No. Rob. You want to take the last one before we start giving the warning signs? Give us one.
No, I'm good, because I don't even believe what I'm saying. So I just, just let me answer. Y'all throw some stuff out there, because I don't believe that I'm committed to somebody that ain't done nothing to me just because she on the run. I think it's all perception. You know what I'm saying? See, these folks are soft, some of them. They ain't really seen life. If you seen people, I wouldn't tell nobody I was on the run. So I get it if she ain't tell me she's on the run. You know, they ain't never had to run from nothing. I ran. And I ain't share that information, so I'm cool with that. And everything that I done been arrested for is semi-violent, so I'm okay with that. I'm not worried about that.
Wait, though. Back up. Everything that you've been arrested for is semi-violent.
Yeah, but you free, though. You free. It don't matter what he's been arrested for. He free.
Right, that's what I'm going to say. They ain't coming to your house to put your wife in no handcuffs because of some shit you running from still.
Right,
You're
still.
done.
That's the operative word, still. But
wait.
People done knocked on my door. So I feel for her certain way.
I gotta read this. Akeisha is our resident legal expert. I've said it before and I will say it again. She just posted in the chat room that she had one. And I think we're gonna have to shut it down for this one. After this one. Okay, first of all, they said, Rob, you lying. Your neighbor's gonna see your ass on the curb.
No, not now they don't. That's for sure.
And they said, she said she got one. She met a dude, and when she asked him what was his type, he said, I plead the fifth. She said, what the fuck? Is he gay? All of that. He LBGQT, QIA. Yeah, ain't that it? LBGTQIA. Yeah. That's what he is.
I don't know what that means.
That's what he is. Huh? That's what he is. He take all of that. All right, wow. Somebody say, what's your type? And you say, no, I plead the fifth. What do you plead the fifth on? Like,
that motherfucker is transsexual. He try all of them.
Man, let me tell you something here.
Yeah, he confused about something. Because if a girl asks you what her type is, that's just an open invitation for you to describe her, you know? But, yeah. Yeah,
said she believe you, that you would not leave her alone.
Who said that? Somebody believe me?
The girl who had the marshals come to your house. She said she believe you. She believe you. Everybody else think you just talking shit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's think of some things that can help you. I'm sorry, Rob, go ahead.
No, I was thanking the person to believe me. That believes in me.
Right. That's right.
Okay.
Anyway, no, go. Keep it pushing. No, keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. Don't ask nobody nothing. Keep it pushing.
All right, so here's the ways that you can find out if somebody is being deceptive to you. in your relationship. Okay, there are things that you should be aware of, things that you should pay attention to. First of all, the first thing that I'm gonna do is give you some signs of what we call romantic deception in my trade. That's what we talk about. We talk about romantic deception, and then we're gonna give you some ways of combating that, right? Okay, so some things when you're dealing with romantic deception is something that we call like information control, right? So that's a sign that somebody is being, baiting and gonna switch with you later, right? So if they know way more about you than you know about them, there's a chance that there's a hidden agenda at play. So be mindful, ladies. Like I said, if you are verbally throwing up on this dude and telling all your damn business and everything about you, and they're disclosing very little, and vice versa, fellas, there's something that they're hiding that you might need to dig a little deeper about. You got it?
Gotcha.
Okay. Another way to spot romantic deception is what we call impression management, right? You have an idea of what they're like, but you've never had any of the information verified. You didn't do what I do. You didn't do your due diligence. You didn't Google them. You didn't run the background check. You think you know who they are, but you really don't.
Mm-hmm.
Because they've maintained this image for you, and you've never checked up on it. Okay? And this one, the next one is, it applies in a lot of cases, right? If let me see how I should put this. It's called like rocketing, right? And so that means like if there's some immediate intimacy or immediate, love at first sight, boom, this quick, fast, in a hurry, everything is on this accelerated schedule, and they want to move really, really fast in this relationship, you might, want to take a pause there for a minute and figure out what the heck is going on, right? A lot of dudes, and somebody said that I was jaded in this situation. What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at Rob's poster.
What'd he do?
Put your poster back up.
Put it up. I'm real. I'll stick by you, baby. See you on visiting day. Yes, see you on visiting day. Oh, Lord. Oh, God. Can you stay focused? All right. So here's an example that people say I'm jaded about, right? When I'm, if I meet a guy, right, or whatever, and the first or the second conversation we have with each other, and you calling me babe, or I'm sweetie, or I'm, some pet name right out the gate, I'm kind of like side-eyeing you, like, I'm babe already? Dude, you don't even know my last name. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, you know what I mean? And if it's just on an accelerated, like, quick, everything has to happen now. There's some romantic, be aware, pay attention. There may be some romantic deception happening there, okay? Another one is what we call lending and narrowing, right? And that's when, because the person who is doing the deceiving has to do a lot of information control that we talked about at first. They have to now slowly exit you away from other people. They have to narrow access and keep you on a short leash, right? So the more that you're out of contact with everybody else, the outside world, and it becomes more of y'all against the world, it's easy for them to make you their quote-unquote victim or their prey in this situation.
Gotcha.
When you don't have outside, access and influence. And then another one would be that your intuition, your gut is telling you something's rotten in the cotton. When your gut is telling you something is rotten in the cotton, something ain't right, everything ain't lining up, pay attention to that. There's a very distinct possibility that you're dealing with somebody that is baiting and switching, that are on some old scheme, you know, kind of stuff that may keep you on some BS. Let's see here. Make sure you put some money on my books because commissary is on Tuesday. Lord Jesus. They said it in Deborah. He said he got you. He said he got you. and then Rocky said put some respect on his. All right. So here's some other ways when you know that you see the signs of deception that are going on and you like, okay, something is up. Here's some things that you can do to kind of pay attention and kind of put your to see if they're lying, right? You want to pay attention to people's eyes, because people who lie, they're avoiding eye contact a lot. You know, is it always? No, but oftentimes deliberate liars, people who are lying on purpose, will help to fix their, they will fix their gaze in a way so that it can support their lie or their point, right? They also say you might want to see if their pupils dilate, but that's way too much. Somebody, is paying up because your pupils dilate or they open more when you're under more stress. Some people may move their eyes around, kind of like shifty, kind of like maybe they're reading a script or whatever, so pay attention to that. You want to pay attention to their voice. You want to pay attention to the inflections in the tones of their voices. Listen for inconsistencies in their normal speech pattern. You know, if their voices kind of go up at the end, like they're asking a question, then you're like, wait a minute, you don't even sound like you believe that shit, right? Okay. So, right, you want to make sure that you're paying attention to their body language, crossed arms, if that's not something that they normally do. If they don't, like, a lot of times if somebody's lying, they look at my body here. They won't sit with you square on. They will turn their body. That's away from you. That's also a sign that there may be some deception on some bullshit if they don't keep that with you. One thing that you need to know about people who are lying and up to shit, when we're talking about details, people who lie give way too many damn details. Right? Remember when you was little and you was trying to explain some shit to your mom to get out of trouble? You done told them every fucking detail that happened. And then Sporty, but she had on this red tank top, and then but because she had on red, then we had to go, and then they tell you every flipping detail. You might want to pay attention to that, whether they're not being truthful or not. Also, the type of language that they're using. If they're using words that they normally don't use. Most time when somebody's lying, y'all pay attention to this. She said too much description usually means they're lying. Yes. Usually the time when people are lying, they don't use, I don't know if you pay attention, but they don't really use the words can't, the contractions, can't, don't, shouldn't, stuff like that. They will use the whole word. I do not, let's think about Bill Clinton. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. He's lying, right? Not I didn't have sex with that bitch. You know what I mean? He wouldn't call her a bitch, but I didn't have sex with that woman. I did not have sexual, I did not. They tend to keep that, and that's something that happens subconsciously that they don't even realize they're doing, okay? Also, pay attention to how logical what the shit they're saying to you is. If it's not logical, it's probably a lie. True. Right? And then you want to try to pay attention to see what their motivation is. Why would they be inclined to lie to you? Right? What do they have to gain by lying to you? Mm-hmm. Right? Also, when we talked about the eyes, some people blink more than usual when they're lying. Right? True. Some people, will touch their face or shake their foot or do something like that. Those are tells about them, especially if it's something that they don't normally do. Right? A lot of people do rub their nose, and scientifically they rub their nose because the adrenaline from telling the lie actually makes your nose itch. Another one, they'll cover their mouth, same thing. They're not looking at you, looking down, looking around, those kind of things. when their actions, their facial expressions, and their words don't match. Somebody's telling you I love you, but then they're kind of frowning, and they expect you to believe that. Yeah. You might want to. Yeah. So those are some ways, guys, that you can kind of pay attention to see what's going on if somebody is deceiving you.
Makes
so
sense.
that you don't get caught up in the whole bait and switch. If they writing letters on the string to you, and posting it up, telling you how they gonna stand by you and they'll see you on visiting day.
They got you back.
Then they probably lying, right? Yeah.
They're more than likely they ain't gonna be there every visiting day. I'm just saying.
I never said I'll be there every visiting day. I get busy sometimes. I ain't saying it. But hey, just to add to the whole, you know, like you said, you know, think about why they would, what reason they would have to lie to you, whatever. Even better, or even an extension of that, is why whatever they're saying is even relevant to you. You know what I'm saying? Or relevant at that time. If it's not really relevant, if it's not like, if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't connect to the scenario that you're in, and a lot of times you miss it because it's that roll into somewhere in the future, or that roll into something that you might want or expect, but it's not really relevant right now. Why are we even talking about it? That is a clear setup. That's a clear indication of the setup. You know, they're taking you somewhere in order to direct you where they want you to go. So I would check that one out too, because I'm like, you know, why are we even talking about that? You know?
You talking about like in terms of you just met this dude, y'all been hanging out for a week or so, and now he's talking about we going to go somewhere or do something. We going on this vacation, or you know, everything is we all of a sudden. It's like, well, we ain't
How's
like,
that?
how's it?
Yeah. Why would that even be? I mean, why would you even be considering that at this point in time in our relationship? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Who gonna just take me somewhere like that? But he wants. I mean, if you want to go to that kind of place and that was good, you might start to, you know, you start salivating. Oh shit, I see myself in this bikini and whatever else, you know. But yeah, don't fall for that. Don't fall for that.
That's all for the okie doke.
Yeah, and here's the thing: these are not these are rules, and there are some exceptions. So there may be somebody that you meet and you click with or whatever, and y'all want to go on a vacation or go for a getaway for the weekend or whatever. Okay, that's fine. But what we're talking about is they're making long-term goals with you, and they've just met you. That's the shit that we're talking about.
You done planned out our wedding, the color scheme, and a whole bunch of other shit. And, you know, we ain't even went for Chinese food yet or something. So,
Right.
Problem there.
Yeah, just like when I said, how am I, baby? You just met me. How am I, boo? How am I, you know?
Hey, love.
All of these things that we just met. First of all, if a dude is calling me boo, I'm thinking you gay. You should be calling me boo. Ladies, red flag. You about to get a bait and switch. You about to find out your dude like dudes too. I'm sorry, Rob. Go ahead.
Here's a catch-22 real quick. All right, so we just met. We talking. We doing whatever. We let's say we met one weekend, you know, somewhere. Mm-hmm. Next weekend I had plans. I'm going out of town. I'm rolling up to LA for something anyway. It's right up the street. You know, you want to roll with me?
That's okay. That's okay, because that's short term.
Right.
I'm talking about, you said you moving to LA at the end of the summer, and you making plans for her to move to LA with you, and y'all just met.
Mm-hmm.
That's the shit I'm talking about. Like, you don't even know me.
But based on the foods that y'all been running with, y'all need to take y'all weapons with you, because you don't know the dude. He's going to get you to LA, he's going to flip out, take your keys, and lock you in a hotel room.
That's 40. That's 40 with the motherfucker kidnapping folks. This shit holding folks hostage. I ain't never had to do hold me hostage, but I know he damn sure tried. He wanted to, but he knew that wasn't going to go down. No.
Crazy world out there, man. Y'all running up on some.
Man, that
was now.
That was way early on in the game, man. That was an experience I don't think I'll ever forget.
Me either.
Ever forget.
And I also think it's an experience neither one of us will ever repeat.
No. Y'all got. Listen, let me tell you something. If I start traveling down that road, I want y'all to immediately smack the taste out my damn mouth.
But you know what's funny? What made me laugh when you were giving out the descriptions, about I forgot what you called it, about longing and getting the people away from your people.
Narrowing, yeah. Hmm.
Narrowing, there you go. Let somebody try to say we can't call you or we can't talk to you. We talk to you all damn day long. Are you crazy? They must be out of their rabbit ass mind to think you can just remove certain folks out of people's life.
Right.
They have to
Right.
really find them a gullible victim to do like that don't have a lot of people that's secure around them to
They
just,
know. Those
disappear.
types of people know who to prey upon.
Yeah, because folks fall for it. I hear the stories.
Yeah,
People
people fall
fall for
for it. You have to be very clear that people who are romantically deceptive, they do it with one, with people that they know they can get away with it, and they've already scoped you out. They didn't case the joint, so to speak. They
Okay.
already
Yeah.
know what kind of personality that they're dealing with that would allow for certain things. So it's
it.
not new to them or lost on them in any way who they're dealing with. People who are up to no good and on some bullshit and trying to trick and do all of that, they're always thinking ahead because they always have to think about what would happen if, like Rob's fugitive. She was always thinking ahead, you know?
Got to though. That's what fugitives do. You got
Right. You have to. You have to be thinking, okay, I can't go here. I can't do that because then this might happen, blah, blah, blah. Let me sit my ass still. Those types of things.
yeah.
I can't talk too much. I can't say too much because then that might, open up some questions that I may need to answer. And then I may have to remember that lie. Those kind of things, which takes me back to when I was saying to you guys about information control. They're going to control what kind of information they give out to you so that they can remember it in terms of what it is, that whatever face that they're trying to put on for you.
You see
And
what she said in the chat room?
what she say?
She says, I can get you a green card. We don't need to be in love for that. I just need the other green.
I ain't gonna say none of that shit out loud. It is time for the Ask PDA letter, ladies and gentlemen.
Woohoo! Yeah.
Woo-hoo-hoo. I want y'all to give me some more scenarios in the chat room so I can share them after this letter. This is an interesting letter, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be interesting to see you guys' take on it if you see it the same way I see it. So let me go ahead and play the disclaimer so that we can get this on the road.
At some point, you will be offended by something said on our show, but Playing Devil's Advocate is meant to be a forum for open, honest, and more importantly, judgment-free dialogue. The opinions expressed here may not necessarily be those of our hosts or the show in general, but we're willing to have the uncomfortable conversations so that we can heal and find solutions for our listeners and quite possibly ourselves. Enjoy the rest of the show.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
All right, today's Ask PDA letter is being brought to you by our producer, Cousin Chan's Drink of the Week. If you haven't had an opportunity to check out Red Snapper, now's your time. Go to facebook.com/Playing Devil's Advocate and check out the Drink of the Week. Click the link and let Cousin Chan know what you think, okay? No excuses, pictures, video, all that stuff. We want to see it. All right, here we go. Dear PDA, I've been dating this guy for a couple of years, and we have now begun to talk about taking it a step further into marriage. Problem is, he's been acting weird all of a sudden. He disappears, doesn't return my texts as quickly as before, and when I mention it to him, he says, I'm making something out of nothing. I was talking about this with my girls, and they were convinced that he's cheating, so I decided to do a little detective work. I tried checking his text messages, but it appears he's now erasing them. Just the other night, I happened to see a message come across the screen while he was in the bathroom, and I saw a message from Bobby, spelled Bobbee, asking, and I quote, when are you coming through again? Coming spelled Cumin. I I was like, what the fuck? Who is this Bobby? And why the hell did you come through before? I didn't want to confront him for a couple of reasons. One, I wasn't supposed to be snooping. And two, I wanted to gather more info. So when he came out of the bathroom, I lightly said, you just got a message from Bobby. And the look on his face was that of shock and fear. He quickly tried to recover and was like, oh, yeah, that's my boy Bob. I'll hit him back in a few. PDA family, I know something is up because his boy named Bobby, but because what boy spells name Bobby, Bobbee? And why would his boy send a message like that? Should I confront him about knowing about his goings on or wait until I know more? Signed, he's almost busted. I'm going to take this one first, y'all, before I let y'all get into it. Let me say this to you. First of all, one thing you need to know, whenever you go snooping for something, you will always find what it is that you're looking for. Good, bad, or indifferent. That's the first thing. Secondly, I hate to break it to you, but Bobby, if it's his boy, and Bobby might spell his name like that. It might be a joke, the way he spelled it in his thing, because I have a homeboy in my phone that is Shelby with a C. You know what I mean? Not Shelby with an S. You know, and everybody got code names in my phone. So, like, somebody might be Chocolate Pudding. Somebody else might be Crazy Horse. Or somebody else might be David Copperfield. And they all got names. Everybody got code names in my phone. So I don't know if this is the case, but what I'm saying to you is that I'm not so sure, and this might be a little far-fetched for y'all, I'm not so sure your man is straight. I'm just saying. Because your boy Bob that you have in your phone, Bobby, should not be saying, when you coming through, C-U-M-I-N again. Just saying. Now, if he's trying to throw you off his scent by saying it's his boy Bob and it's actually a girl, then you already know the answer to your question. But the fact that you said his face was had shock and fear says to me that there was something else that he thought that you may have known. Because when you said that this person left a message, you didn't say what the message was, right? So for him to know, for him not to know that this person is saying, when you coming through again, makes it look a little suspicious in terms of his response. And in my book, I always say, tell lies that can be verified. So if Bobby is actually a boy, and you don't know this boy named Bob, Bobby, whatever, and y'all been together 3 years, somebody lying. All right, I'm going to go to you first, 40. If you want to add on or take something or give a different spin, go for it.
I'm going to say this. Buy the book. Start on page 32. And then I'm going to tell you, roses are red and violets are blue. Bobby and your boyfriend got some goods on you.
All right. Rob?
I went by Bobby for probably 13 years, I think, until I cut it down to Bob, you know, because it was cooler, you know what I'm saying, when you get to high school and you don't want to be all Bobby, you know. And I started as Little Bobby, and it was still spelled with a Y. Then I became Bobby, and it was still spelled with a Y. Then I became Bob. Then when I came and I changed, not until I'm into Robbie, which was kind of like a stage name, that I even put a IE because there was other people with other shit. So I'm just not sure that I'm buying that. I mean, even if it is a dude, then I mean that's a stage name, that's some kind of drag name, whatever. But I mean, I'm just feeling like. Yeah, you know, you said it. You know, it's either a girl or it's a weird dude. You know, so just make up your mind, baby. Just make up your mind. Just make up your mind. Cause I don't believe what I'm saying. You know, I'm just sorry.
I just want to know, at what point is it? I'll put it like this. Uh, Almost busted. Let me let you know something. It don't matter whether Bobby with two B's and two E's, or two B's and a Y, or IE, or however it's spelled, or just flat out Bob. Something is rotten in the cotton. They're up to something, because ain't no straight dude asking no other dude when you coming through again with coming spelled CUMIN. Just ain't going down like that. And if Bobby with two B's and two E's is a girl, you already know what the time is. So there's no need for you to even be asking us if you need to bust him with, or you need more information. I don't know what more information you want.
You want to see them going down.
You already said he's starting to erase his text messages. Come on, if that's not something he was already doing and now he's doing it, ain't no telling what else you done missed. You need to check the cloud. That's where the good shit is, in the cloud.
Don't be giving out snooping details.
I'm just saying, if you really want to get the goods, but I don't know what else information do you think that you need. You got everything that you need to know. Bobby being a girl or a boy don't matter.
It don't matter.
Bobby's still in the picture. That's the problem.
Bobby wants to know when your dude is CUMIN through again, which means that they did it before. They've been there before. They've been coming through before. So
through what is the question you probably looking for?
I just want to know why they coming.
You know why they coming.
I'm just saying that you got to ask us what more information that you need, or should you wait to get more information? Do you need to see him coming through Bobby's spot? I mean, do you need to see it? I don't know. That's it. That's all I can say. They done got quiet in the chat room. They said guys don't say things like that, say to each other things like that. No, they don't. Not no guys that I know.
Yeah.
I don't know no dudes that talk to each other like that. Yeah. Bobby with a two B's and two E's. I don't know.
Rocky, when you coming through?
Yeah, that's some weird shit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we've been talking about bait and switch in relationships. We've given some scenarios that were, some were extreme and some were not so extreme. Some were common, some were not so common. We've also given you ways to pay attention to find out if you are currently being deceived, and how to see it coming if you're not innocent, not coming like Bobby and them. How to see it approaching when it comes to, when it arrives in your space, when it makes itself present in your reality. We've talked about how to know when somebody is to look at some physical clues to see if somebody is being deceptive with you. From the eyes, from the voice, from their choice of words, from, how their posture is. Are they turned away from you? Are they looking, are they face dead on? Those types of things that you need to pay attention to in terms of knowing if that person is on the up and up. Now, the final thing that I want to say about all of this is that once your spidey senses kick in, that little stuff is on the back of your neck, the little hairs on the back of your neck are standing up, or some just don't feel right. If it doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel right for a reason. And I know we make all kind of excuses, and we do what? Tell rational lies to ourselves why this situation isn't what we feel our intuition and that sixth sense is telling us. Whatever your reason for thinking that, I spent all this time with him. Oh, I need to give him the benefit of the doubt. Oh, this is baggage from my last relationship. But trust me, that inner voice is talking to you for a reason, and you need to pay attention to it. Do you need to act on it without fact-finding? Absolutely not. But you need to at least listen. It's all I'm saying. They're saying coming, the way it's spelled, that was a hell of an autocorrect mistake. But it should have corrected it to the proper thing, not to the
hello.
Yeah, that ain't a lot of shit. They went back for that.
Yeah, they need to take the phone back or do something, sue somebody. Your autocorrect ruining your relationship. Yeah. Sporty, quickly give me your final words, and then Rob, your final words.
Well, like I always say, you will see the pebbles before the big rock falls. If you're paying attention, you will notice what's going on around you.
Okay. Rob?
You know you didn't want to say approaching your face. You know you wanted to say when you see it coming in your face. You know you wanted to say that.
I did want to say it.
And I'm saying it because it's just that simple. You know, you just got to keep your eyes open and you got to see it. If you don't want it to get all in your eyes, you need to be careful. You just need to watch what you're doing and what's happening around you. You know, I mean, perception is the key. I know from experience. You know, you just got to see it coming. So just watch, or else it'll be coming in your face, just like
You know, something I always say to people, you know how people use that saying all the time, which drives me up a wall, you know, actions speak louder than words. That's monkey ball bullshit, or as my niece would say, that's ping pong monkey jump, right? Actions do not speak louder than words, sweeties. Let me let you know something. Words and your actions should be consistent. If the person that you're with, their words and their actions are not consistent, there is a level of deception there. Now, what that deception is rooted in remains to be seen once you go digging and you find out. But when something what they're saying is not jiving with what they're doing, you have a problem and you got some decisions to make. That's just, you know, that's the real long and short of it all. I ain't no time to play no games. Get out your feelings. You know, at this point, it's time to think with your head, not your heart. Usually it should be a balance of the two, but when your spidey senses are telling you and their actions and words are not consistent, you need to back away and use your head and use your eyes. Pay attention. Pay attention. In terms of this representative shit, be authentically you. This is what we talked about at the beginning of the show when we were talking about branding and we were being funny, and I'm going to let Rob talk about his picture. But the reality is, be you. One, there's only one of you, and the only person that can be you, the best, is you. So be that person all the time. Stay true to you. If that person is for you, they will be there for you. If they aren't, they'll disappear on their own. They will remove themselves out of your life one way or the other, either forcefully or they will fade into the darkness. They will fade to black. Either way, you always want to make sure that you're you. Never dim your light for others to shine. Never dim your light for others to shine. Okay? Rob, I know you want to talk about your dad going.
Yeah, because I don't need you make people think I'm trying to deceive them and bait and switch. It's two pictures. Now,
you feel some kind of way.
No, out of all of the products that have been developed and moved and pushed, the one that everybody has to push that I'm pushing first is this thing about focus and time. So you see I'm focusing one way, or the eyes, the frontal focus. So it's just what people respond to more. It ain't different me. It's still about focus. You see what I'm saying? You see the eyes are focused, or the profile is focused. So it's an extreme focus, time management, how to achieve stuff kind of thing. So don't get it twisted. It's still me, and the message is still about focus. It just ain't about. It's just which view is going to be better. Straight focus. Yeah.
That's the look with the sunglass arm in his mouth, the glasses arm in his mouth, y'all.
All right, so but that's some focus. Look at the mouth.
Let me tell you something, and before we get out of here, because it's 2 minutes before we get out of here.
Yeah, get out.
I talked to you guys a couple of weeks ago, talking about me doing the art of seduction, right? And I was going to talk about that in my seminars. What you need to understand, that look up and off to the side is a look of seduction. And it is because what I mean in my seminar, I will go into the details on how it comes to be that way. But if you notice, if I look at you head on and I'm like, and I can still give you the same look head on, it's one thing here. But if I turn and I look it off to the side, it gives you a different thing. When this neck is opened up, It's an opening. Drop the chin, leave the neck open. That's seduction. And that's what you did on the picture, man. You did one of these numbers.
Look how he looking right now, though. Do you see this? Do you see this foolishness?
Right. So with that being said, Rob is trying to seduce y'all. Y'all can either fall into the green-eyed bandit, hazel-eyed bandit's web. Y'all can get caught up in that web if y'all want to. But check out Rob Carter IV. He's Rob Carter IV on everything. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
On everything. And everything's kind of on hold right now, so it's just going to look, but it's going to be a whole new look, and everything's going to start blowing up June 1st. So, yeah, yeah, hit me up, though. Just hit Rob Carter.
Rob Carter IV, and it's IV, Roman numeral 4, IV, okay? And then make sure you check out Sporty Spunky Angel Jams, JAMMS 86 on Twitter. And on Angel, yeah, she's that on everything. Facebook, I'm the one with the blue check mark. On Instagram, KiKi Richardson. Twitter, KiKi_Richardson. Google me. If there's anything else they need to know about any of us, what do they need to do?
Google us, bitches.
That's right. Google us, bitches. We're out of here. Remember, same bad time, same bad channel. On behalf of producer Cousin Chan, Credible Invisible Intern number 3, Sporty Spunky Angel, Rob Carter IV, and myself, KiKi Richardson. We'll see you guys next week, where we're always uncensored, unscripted, unapologetic. Bye-bye.
Deuces.